EGB, your esports betting world. The only place to find the widest choice of popular games and matches to win real money. Choose your bet on a single event or express of several matches with dizzy odds. Serving the market for 7 years with over 800,000 users. Join now to get your bonus for the first deposit up to $600. EGB, you know for sure who's gonna win.
Five seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Hello guys and welcome back to FlytoMoon 2.0 versus Veni, Vidi, Vici for here the Arena of Blood Season 2 tournament. Guys, before we start with the draft, let's just give you a message from our sponsors. Our partner, EGB.com, gives you an awesome proposal. The first deposit bonus of up to $600. At EGB.com, you can also find convenient service, daily quests, and a bonus system. Interesting? Click on the banner under the broadcast to find out more. My name is DSwordfish, I will be your caster for today. Hope you enjoy, and let's get right into the draft. Pugna and Ember Spirit picked up for FlytoMoon, and Veni Vidi Vici go for the Centaur Rubik. As a start. So again, similar to last game, we see that FlytoMoon is kind of adapting more to the new meta with newer picks. Ember quite common, but the Pugna definitely a pick that they're favoring. You're also trying out the Undying, which again, I'm not so confident in, but they seem to really like. The combination actually of Undying and Pugna is really strong because you can decrypt the Tombstone though, so I support that. And Veni Vidi Vici going for a bit of the last meta picks, but these are still probably strong picks for the most part. And the combination of Rubik and Grimstroke is always very solid because you can always get at least a double Fade build, if not more, with this combination. And it's just very, very good. You know, a plethora of damage, stuns, silences, and whatever Rubik steals. So it's pretty solid. With Centaur Warrunner as your offlaner, never a bad pick, and with the option of a disengage thanks to the Stampede. So it's very solid what Veni Vidi Vici is doing. Nothing too peculiar. FlytoMoon maybe a bit more peculiar. You already have a bit of a Wombo combo. Even more a Wombo combo with the Mars. Interesting. Okay, that pick of the Morphling, I seemed quite confident. Not the actually a pretty good hero against Mars though, because you can waveform out of the Arena of Blood. The FlytoMoon draft is good. I do question how Pugna War. I'm assuming the attribute shift because it doesn't cost mana anymore. It doesn't actually hurt you. So regardless of the change to another ward. So okay, that's interesting. But FlytoMoon here. They have a really strong combo. The Tombstone plus the Clarify, as I mentioned, now with the Arena Blood, with potential Ember Steering Chains. The early game is, again, the name of the game for them. They lack a real pusher, though. Last time they went for a DK and NP. This time it's really just Pugna. That's your pushing power. But the early game is still solid, and you're probably going to be looking for kills. The real question is what their carry is going to be, especially since the Morphling is here. Morphling is much sooner to activate than AM. He is a bit item-dependent, but he can fight before them thanks to the Morph. And the E-Blade doesn't really allow him to do, you know, there's not like he has to buy E-Blade, then buy Manta, then buy other stuff to actually be relevant. He has E-Blade and he's ready to go, so it's much more powerful. He's also a great counter to Pugna because he just bursts anyone that's decrypt easily. So I like this. FlytoMoon needs to find a way to deal with him. I wouldn't mind seeing the Ember Spirit in the mid lane, but if that's the case, then FlytoMoon needs to get a good carry that counters the Morph. Honestly, something that comes to mind is actually the Ursa, if you want to play the early game aggressively. Ursa beats Centaur, no problem in lane. Ursa beats Morphling in the off chance that you have to run that they want to run the Morphling mid. Ursa is one of the better heroes to deal with him. And Ursa does suit the current style of FlytoMoon, which is finish as soon as possible. He does lack pushing power, but since FlytoMoon doesn't seem to want to just push as quickly as possible, they seem to want to get kills and then push because of that, it would kind of work out for them. And he's one of the more traditional counters to the Morphling pickup. Veni, Vidi, Vici, they need either a mid laner or a carry, so it does seem like FlytoMoon think they're not going to run the Morphling mid. I don't know, I actually am seeing the Morphling mid more than the Morphling as a carry this game, honestly.
10 seconds.
But then you're a bit too slow. So yeah, definitely the Morphling carry then. And you run a mid laner that can be a bit of a space creator. Against some Ember, what comes to mind? Of course OD, but it's a bit too greedy. Run the Lina. I don't mind the Lina against the Ember. Lina's also pretty good against the Undying. And it has a stun that can go through the Arena of Blood, so that's always useful. Yeah, I wouldn't mind the Lina too much. Lesh actually wouldn't mind him either, if you want to mitigate some of the pushing power. The thing is, since you're playing defensive, you'd rather have someone that can clear lanes quicker. That's Lina, not Lesh. But it does depend on what they want to do. Yeah, but don't know. They require... I don't know what really fits their draft, to be honest. It does seem like I want to say that they want to get a space creator, which is why I'm just declining towards those heroes. I don't really want to mention more than that. I mean, Lina also the combo with Grimstroke, which I love, so it would just be very solid. If you want to go for like a carry, then maybe we're looking for something like Troll would be all right. Actually, Troll would be kind of okay for this team. PL would also not against Ember. Let's see.
Team pick.
Pango mid. Okay, Pango mid is a weird matchup with the Ember. Because you can't destroy the Flame Guard, but also you deal so much damage to the Ember. I'm not sure how this matchup actually plays out. We'll see what FlytoMoon decides to do, if they want to actually go against the Pango mid, or they want to run... I would still like to see the Ursa, to be honest, as the last pick, but they're going to go for the Invokers. They're going to run the Ember carry. Yeah, I wouldn't really love the Ember versus Pango matchup. I don't think that matchup is the greatest matchup. I do think Pango comes up with the upper hand, despite of the Flame Guard harassment. A really good Ember can evade the majority of the swashbuckles, but you need a lot of confidence in that pickup, and I don't mind this. The Invoker for a Stormer, though, a bit slow of a hero. Not particularly... The Invoker Quas Wex is not seen as much. Maybe he does go for Invoker Quas Wex. They don't have any of the spells, and he is a Spirit Vessel carrier, so actually Quas Wex does seem pretty solid here. Quas Wex would be a good idea, and he'd be a bit quicker, so yeah, Quas Wex is fine. He's not the greatest hero against Pango, though. Quas Exort beats Pango in lane like there's no tomorrow, but Quas Wex struggles a bit more, as his laning stage is much weaker. Still, I would like that. I don't mind the Invoker pick. It is a Stormer classic. I think his best three heroes is Pugna, at least the ones that I know. Pugna, Invoker, TA, the ones that really come to mind. The thing about... Yeah, okay. No, I like the Invoker. He's probably going to be playing a quick Invoker, and you do lack the pushing power, which you had last game, so you can't play this game as quick as you would like. And you do lack a bit of the late game. But the idea is just to mow down the enemy by constant war of attrition. You don't have the highest cooldowns, honestly, in your heroes. Arena of Blood is not a really high cooldown. Invoker, the biggest cooldown he really has is Meteor, which fair enough, right? But if you're only using Meteor, then you're a bad Invoker. And Tombstone, I guess. So you can fight much earlier in the enemy team. Stampede is a relatively long cooldown, especially in the first two levels. And the Rolling Thunder will be available most of the time. It's not the best spell to just simply win a team fight. Like you want more than just the Rolling Thunder, of course. So I think you can definitely play this quite aggressively and just win by attrition and just completely tire the enemy out as opposed to pushing them quickly. Yeah, seems appropriate to me as to what they should be doing. So let's see how the lanes end up going. They're gonna run... Okay. Smurf is quite confident, fully actively shifting to agility early. It's gonna be really dangerous against Mars. Mars has a lot of kill potential early because of the Spirit of Mars. And I love the Undying versus the Centaur. One of the biggest counters Centaur. Because... What? Did he just slide a fist and miss? Or what just happened? I'm pretty certain that he was about to hit him. That was... Okay. This is like he dealt damage to the centaur. The Undying is really good against centaur because not only do you obviously destroy him because of your decay, he's a strength hero, but also centaurs retaliate based completely on... Not only is retaliate bad against strength heroes because they can tank it easily, the damage, because it's base damage, but also the extra damage you get from retaliate is not that amazing. Illidan might be going down here though, unfortunately. He went for Stroke of Fate early, which is also really good for the lane, so it's a huge win this time for the guys at Veni, Vidi, Vici. Good first blood. But I was mentioning, Undying should really make a difference here. The retaliate extra damage is useless when you have no strength because it's based on your base damage. So retaliate is really weak against Undying, particularly in every sense of the word. It's one of the hardest counters in lane to Centaur and one of the best ways to deal with him. It's why Centaur is always a good pick, as I mentioned, but there are chances. There are moments.
Don't be angry.
But Tushar is going to skip the lane. This is very wise. He didn't even go for Retaliate level 1. I don't even think it's worth it, to be honest. You're not going to make much use of it. But Undying is a great hero at stopping the creep skipping. He did hit the tower because he was trying to rush it a bit more, and Fishman was ready to harass him. Very smart by Fishman here. Even if you TP, I think he might try to stack the lane. I think that's the idea. Yeah, he's trying to stack the lane. Okay, smart. He's going to TP now. Yeah, there we go. Very well played by Tushar, actually. This is the right play to make. Ember's forced to last under a tower, which he doesn't love. We are going to see a Exort Invoker. Okay, this is what I was saying. I have seen that the Quasi Exort Invoker seems to have been buffed recently. Not necessarily because the hero itself has been buffed, but just he's just more viable ever since the last patch. So I do find that Quasi Exort seems logical. And maybe we can just see a Spirit Vessel on the Ember instead. Honestly, he's not a bad hero at taking Spirit Vessel. Quasi Exort Invoker could also go for Spirit Vessel. He's just less likely to do so. Because Midas is actually kind of a thing again. You can actually go for Midas. Invokers don't really require Midas anymore, though, as much, because you don't require... Oh, wait, never mind. No, you do, because it gives you experience, right? Yeah, it's actually a big deal. Before you want Midas, because you want Midas for the Ags, and to guarantee the Ags early. Now, if you have Midas, it's more for the experience, because your Invoke wants to be as high level as possible, so you reduce the cooldown as much as possible. Yeah. Or your hero wants to be as high level as possible, sorry. Okay, Illidan was going to get a courier there, maybe not, just to taunt him a bit. Searing Chains. I'm going to go for little Rubik. That's a lot of damage from Soul Rip. That's just level 1 Soul Rip. Brutal. Okay, but Invoker, because of the Quasi Zord, he's going to destroy the lane. Pango cannot do anything against an Invoker. It's so tough. It's actually one of the worst matchups you can get as Pango, ironically enough. Invoker, Quasi Zord, is not seen very often, but he's one of the better laners in the mid lane. Especially because he's ranged and he deals a ridiculous amount of damage, so he's able to beat most melee heroes. But he also, with a Forge Spirit, reduces your armor, which is something Pango does not have plenty of. So you're in a tough situation against him. The Molten Armor is brutal against him, and Cold Snap stops you from... Well, it depends on how you time it, but Cold Snap can't stop you from swashbuckling away, because it's instant if you cast it, so it can be a real big problem for the Pango. Because swashbuckle is actually very similar to the Timber Chain, and it can be stopped halfway. We'll see. I like the FlytoMoon draft. I think that they've managed to make these lanes quite solid. Kodos is playing aggressively, and he's gotten quite lucky with those lucky shots. But even then, Stormstormer just heals back up with Quas. That's another thing. Pango does rely, not necessarily, like he has burst damage, but the idea is that he constantly harasses you in lane by using Lucky Shot and just trading with you, and then he proceeds to kill you with a quick swashbuckle. That's the whole point of a Pango in mid lane. You can't do that if Invoker's constantly healing. He's never going to be in range for that. Okay, Little Blood is tanking this nicely. Oh, almost get killed by the Nether Ward. There goes the Spear of Mars. Not enough damage. And the Pugna playing a bit too aggressively, perhaps, because Mars was not nearby. You have a God's Rebuke available on Non-Grata, but Little Blood is really playing well the Attribute Shift. That's Attribute Shift level 2, and it seems like Morphling is already unkillable. That's definitely because he's playing really well with his attributes. I am surprised how little damage Nether Blast did. I can only presume the Pugna is only level 2, and that's why he does not have the Nether Blast to actually deal damage yet. But I didn't see, to be honest, so... hard to tell. Fishman. You know, Rubik is almost level 3 actually. Stormstormer gets unlucky. In Illusion Rune actually went from one of the worst runes early, or at all actually, to one of the best runes. There we go. Now it's level 3. No fear. Because now you can actually use it to last it in the mid lane, which is a big deal. Oh no. Okay. Rubik might have screwed up here. Well then, looking for the kill. He has Searing Chains level 2, so he's not going for Flame Guard at all. This is a very aggressive build. The whole point of this build is try to get kills early. The Flame Guard build is much more efficient if you want to go farming, but this build is really, really good if you want to farm heroes. And let's see if that works out for them. It's definitely a bit of a gamble, though. When you're playing against a Centaur in lane, you're kind of confident your Undying is going to cover against a Centaur. And for now, he's been doing an okay job. You are beating the Morphling in terms of farm, so it shows that the Centaur's impact is definitely less than, say, the Mars and the Pugna. And the Mars actually beating the Centaur too. Mars is beating the Morphling, so you are doing okay. But definitely not as great as I was expecting with an Undying in the lane. Rubik really made a difference here. Let's see what the Bounty Runes go for. FlytoMoon take 1. Yeah, they take 2. Or they will take 2 eventually. I don't know if anyone's going to go for that missing rune there. But it does seem like they just do an even trade. Unless something cheeky and weird happens. There's going to be 2 runes for each. Yeah, Screen, you can't underestimate the Pugna. Pugna is actually the hero with the highest int gain in the game. So he does get a lot of intel, a lot of just basic damage. You cannot really underestimate the little skeletons. Base attack damage. You know he's a child, by the way? He's like a really creepy, psychopathic child that they venerate and they get in the skeleton form. The Dota lore is screwed up, man. That's just... When you read the Pugnet lore, this little psychopathic child is taken over. Well, he's the reincarnation, sorry. He's the reincarnation of this mass murderer and the lord, you know, of the Pugna people. I'm going to go for Rubik here in the bottom lane. Oh, then SDR. We do have a Searing Chain soon. 4 seconds. I don't know. Okay, camera. Doesn't... The cameraman knew. They're not going to chase for him. 4 seconds, not enough. Is too long, sorry. They need more time. But yeah, the Pugna is like this... He's the reincarnation of this mass murder a long time ago, and he was reincarnated in a child, and the child, of course, committed mass murder, because that's what mass murderers do, you know, they don't really change, as the saying goes. Mass murder does not change his knife. And the Pugna is... for some reason, therefore, immortalized as this skeleton being god thing because of all this mass murder that he's committed. Which is incredibly screwed up, and that's why he's so small as a little skeleton. A little fun fact there. Okay, Treads Invoker. Treads is his first item. Okay, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Don't know what build that means. If you go for Urn, usually you go for Urn before you even finish Boots, because Urn is so important, because you've got to get charges, so I'm assuming he's not going to go for Urn. Maybe? Hard to tell. I don't know if the Midas is correct. I'm not particularly an Invoker player. I don't know if Midas is the best way to play Invoker now. Because of the changes to Midas. We'll see. I am curious actually how you build it. Because of the lack of gold in the game made Midas considerably stronger, even if it's a relatively slow item. So, and it's also not that expensive considering. And it pays off for itself sooner. Okay, they didn't attribute shift in time, little bud. And Pugna doesn't deal much damage, of course, because he's fully attributed shifted to strength. He is losing the lane despite not losing his life often. There's a Searing Chain, Sleight of Fist, they're doing as much damage as possible. The body block didn't come out. He should have body blocked there, but it doesn't end up mattering. With the DK, he gets the kill. So yeah, if you body block there, the Undying can keep on hitting, and Undying deals much more damage than Ember. So as a carry, usually it's a support that body blocks, so carry can get the most damage out, because carries usually have more damage, but in this case, that's not the case. So you should always be wary of that. You try to use body block effectively. The Screen is as good as dead with the Spear of Mars. Oh no, the Crep! The Crep actually kills him because the Nether Ward murders him. He, I think, Stroke of Fate or something quite confidently ends up dying because of that. Not sure what spell he used, but Pugna very well played there, no fear. What level is that Nether Ward? It's only level 1 actually. Wow. Ever since the weird change to Nether Ward that now deals 50 base damage, level 1 Nether Ward is so much more relevant. Here in the mid lane, Invoker's a bit annoyed, but not too much by this Tangle. And we're going to actually see a combo Volker. I have not seen a combo Volker in so long, man. What is combo Volker? We'll talk about this in a second. The poor Pugna is in trouble. There's nothing he can do, no fear. Dealing damage to the tower before he dies, but he's going to die to a little bud, which gives a bit extra gold to this Morphling. He is really falling behind, though. And I don't know if they want to fight against the Mars. It's a bit hard to tell. Nonguard is not an easy target. So Combo Volker is an old build. Really, really old build. Still seen in your pubs, though. Seen often by the one Scripter Invoker or by the one guy that can only play with a single combo. Well, the idea is that you go for a Yule Scepter as early as possible, which allows you to do the Meteor, Cold Snap, Ice Wall combo, or Tornado, Meteor, Tornado, like a Spaniard. Tornado, Meteor, Cold Snap, Ice Wall combo. Depends on how many spells you can invoke and what level you are and how slow the enemy hero is. There's variations of the combo, but the main idea is you Yule Scepter into Meteor, Cold Snap, Ice Wall. You can also add the Sunstrike there if you want to. There's a couple variations to damage, but the idea is that you deal a lot of damage with that one combo, and you can solo kill most heroes in the game with that one combo. And it's very commonly used actually by scripter invokers in your pubs, or by the one guy that spent 16 hours learning the one combo and can't do anything else with the hero. And you also go for Blink Dagger later for the Radial Deafening Blast that some invokers go for to have just full teamfight potential. Screen. It could be in trouble here. Inkswell. Okay, they evade the stun. Well played, Fishman, but unfortunately that stun means nothing. Decrep. The Tombstone. No, they don't want to fight, apparently. In fact, it's kind of unclear. Sunstrike to kill Screen, it's fine. Spirit of Mars really well utilized. Fishman will die here because of this. Stampede's actually even been committed for Fishman. Fishman? No way! The man's a bit too quick! Kodos does manage to get the kill onto No Fear, but Fishman, he just survives that with a magic wand. Or magic stick. And they go for the rune. Illidan manages to Searing Chain. Very well done. He has a bottle as well, so this means a lot. And Fishman has actually rotated all the way to the bottom lane in his attempt to just survive. In the middle lane, we do see an attempt to go for the Invoker as well. Camera, please. An attempt to go for the Invoker. As the Pango also in trouble. There's a double Searing Chains. They have a Tornado to disengage. They do kind of fight to go for the Pango further, but they can't really chase after him. Sleight of Fist hits only 2 targets. And unfortunately, that ends up stopping them from going any further. Okay, another Searing Chains. It's pretty well done, honestly. All this constant Searing Chains, plus even the life drain from No Fear, they almost killed Petushar. That's the hardest target to kill. They did steal Searing Chains, though, the Rubik. Well played. There's the Invoker. Runs away. The top lane, Andrada, not too in trouble. Again, the Sunstrikes have been really, really useful. You've been giving a lot of extra net worth to an Invoker, which makes sure he doesn't need to go for the Midas as well. It actually, the combo Invoker really relied back in the day on some sort of Sunstrike setter. In general, Quasi Zord Invoker likes to have a Sunstrike setter, but the combo Invoker needs it because you have no other way of farming really effectively. And because you don't go for you don't have to rush the Ags anymore or whatever build up you need. You go for the Yule Scepter, you kind of need that Sunstrike to actually give you the extra gold. Because you have really not much teamfight potential without it. There's a smoke screen coming out. And not smoke screen, sorry, smoke coming out from Veni, Vidi, Vici. Oh, that's a nice combo there. With the Inkswell plus the Rolling Thunder. We'll keep the Undying Stun. There's a Tombstone available and the Arena of Blood, though. They're going to lose both their lives. Pokemon actually walks into the Arena of Blood. Completely unnecessary, by the way. There was no need for him to walk inside of it. He was actually fine if he just stayed away, but he's had to kill himself. That Centaur could be dead, though, here. They don't want to waste the last Spirit, but they have it just in case. Illidan will just auto-attack him to death. And they will lose 3 in exchange for 1. Definitely not a good engagement at all. Even they committed a couple ultimates there as well. Pango is rotating really effectively and is creating a lot of space in this game. This is the difference between a Pango and a Quasi-Zord Invoker, and why I kind of was wary of the Quasi-Zord Invoker. Quasi-Zord Invoker is much better in the late game. He's really solid, actually, but he is very weak in the early mid game. The difference between Quasi-Vex Invoker and Quasi-Zord actually comes down to the spells. The combo that you want to use for Quasi-Vex Invoker all rely around Tornado. So Tornado, actually, relatively low cooldown spell. And you also have EMP, Cold Snap is another easy combo. You don't require to use more than one spell to be effective as Quasi-Vex Invoker. Quasi-Zord Invoker does require that. And your combos all rely, the main damage is either Sunstrike or Meteor, both of which are really high cooldown spells. So you don't really have the ability to just be able to fight as much as you want. You're also much more reliant on your Invoke and having a low cooldown Invoke. Screen is dead in the top lane, but it's not really a big deal. It's just a support. They're going to take the tower, which is a much bigger deal here. Let's see if Pokemon can help out. That's why the Quasi-Vex Invoker tends to be much quicker, because, you know, you're less reliant on Invoke, and your spells are also lower cooldown, at least the biggest spells that you use. Quasi-Zord Invoker, we're going to see here if he can get the combo off with the little bud. He's going to try. He has a Yule Scepter ready. I'm going to see the first combo of the game. Yules. Okay, there's Sunstrike plus Meteor, and Deafening Blast as well. One of the variations of the combo, but if you don't go for the Cold Snap, this happens. A lot of damage, congratulations, but you lack the stun to really keep him in place. This is why I'm a much bigger fan of the Meteor into Ice Wall Cold Snap, because it's much more of a... It deals less damage, true, but it's much more of a disable. So you can actually follow it up with other stuff, and it gives you more time to invoke other spells and be able to use them, like Deafening Blast, or like even Alacrity in some cases. But, you know, to each their own. It does depend on how big you see the Morphling and how much damage you think you can do to him. People overestimate. There's a reason why Combo Evoker is not used anymore. People overestimate how much damage that combo does. You can get the same amount of damage from other heroes for much less commitment, honestly. Like Lina creating a great example. You get Yulster and Lina and you deal much more damage than the Combo Evoker. And Combo Evoker has bigger cooldowns in the spells than Lina. Non-grata, okay. They force a Stampede Arena Blood a bit too late, and unfortunately it doesn't set up the walls in time. These workers are just a bit too lazy. They don't construct fast enough. No Fear does take the outpost, and they want to continue fighting this. It seems like the enemy team is not backing out. They managed to take the outpost, but not before the center manages to actually TP in time. And nice double Fate Bolt there to almost destroy both supports. They want to go for the Undying. Seems like the easiest target. Fishman is going to be killed off here with a Tornado to disengage. Storm's trying his best. And the Pugna actually stops the Pango's initiation. Now going for the Rubik next. The Sphere of Mars to kill him off. Sunstrike kind of wasted though there. And a Searing Chain stolen by the Rubik makes it so that this poor Ember Spirit gets stuck. They lose the Pugna as well. That's 2 supports for 1. So very, very good Searing Chains there by the Rubik. And Fishman is going to die 2 times in this engagement, apparently. Nothing much he can do there. Oh, no, never mind. He actually sets up for a Searing Chains into the Pango. Pango's is almost dead. Can they kill him off? Kodos does not get away in time. Petushara is the next target to die. A little Bud. So close on that Sunstrike. Tornado also misses not too long range, but Searing Chains will hit. Screen is nearby to give him the Inkswell and help him out. Spirit of Mars to give some space and make sure the Inkswell stuns nobody. And now Little Bud is fully attribute shifted to strength. They decide they can't kill him and go for the easier target instead, which is Screen. He tries to TP away, but Sleight of Fist with Alacrity will ensure that he's made into minced meat.
Never refuse gold given.
Now, it seems like the Pugna's starting to push out the tier 1 here in the mid lane. Is he gonna manage to do so? Hard to tell. Heroes are just on top of it. I'm not really sure what they're kind of hanging about there otherwise to do. Yeah, tier 1 has already been taken, so yeah, I was considering, I was like, but I just saw another blast, so I presumed, okay, I'm not really sure what they were doing hanging out in the mid lane. But, yeah, for now, FlytoMoon, pretty confident, but of course, not playing as fast as they would like. Their late game is okay with the Quasic Zord Invoker, though. Quasic is much more of an early game hero. Quasic Zord does go naturally into the mid-late game, so I don't think Stormstormer is too worried. Usually farms a bit quicker, but he doesn't go for the Midas in this case. He's going to go Blink into BKB, so full-on Combo Invoker build. Vampire Fang's huge for him. Huge for Ember as well, actually. I would even rather give it to Ember, because Ember heals both from Sleight of Fist and from Flame Guard as he uses it. It's amazing. Like I always mentioned, the biggest part of Vampire Fangs is the spell lifesteal. Much more so than the normal lifesteal, so you usually want to give it to a spellcaster, and Ember has both, so it's just perfect. If you have hybrid damage, that's the ideal situation. That's when Vampire Fangs is best utilized. Etherlane is really late in the Pugna this game, unlike the last game. It's unfortunate. Vambrace huge. Vambrace is really big, especially for Centaur. Because he loves going for these kind of items. He loves strength. He needs the magic resistance right now, so Vambrace gives you exactly what you need. Blink Dagger given to the Mars, as the Rubik steals the Remnant. And they're gonna go for that tier 1 in the bottom lane, it seems. Screen, okay, used a sentry I think to try to deward that, but unfortunately he couldn't because the Pugna saved it with a nice decrep. And now the Evoke almost killed him. They destroyed the Sentry Ward as well, because obviously they read that perfectly. Understanding there was probably something there. Could have been Observer, could have been Sentry Ward. That other ward is so annoying. It gives you vision, and it also stops the enemy team from initiating. Illidan, I'm not really sure why he's not with the team. I don't know if they don't want to fight this, but they are wasting time on the Morphling for now. So it is kind of a win for FlytoMoon as long as the Morphling stays here. He's going to the jungle now to farm to make sure he's not wasting that much time. We are seeing the Ember finishing up. I'm not really sure if he's going for Desolator or Maelstrom, to be honest. Mythril Hammer could turn into either. And it does seem like Desolator, just because of the Blightstone. Oh, Searing Chains by the Morph. Very nicely done. Illidan gets away, but he goes back into Initiation. Life Drain's not enough to save him. There's the Sunstrike to kill at least the support. But you only kill the support for your mid laner, not too great. Ember Spirit is not here to fight. They're going to disengage thanks to the Tombstone. But Little Bud turned into the Ember. Gat manages to catch this poor Undying. That's going to be an extra kill. You know, with a little cherry on top. As Illidan finishes up his Desolator. At least the Invoker gets away, but...
Radiant structures are fortified.
He's gonna go for the Cataclysm. I think the Cataclysm is a necessity. Actually, if you use Arena Blood plus Cataclysm, it's absolutely brutal. It is a wombo combo, so I was surprised I didn't see an Ags earlier, but I do get the point of you'll set to Blink and then BKB for the Invoker. Mechanism on the Pango. Okay, so he's gonna go for the Greaves build, which I do love for Pango's mid lane, especially because in this game, the only reliable stun, aside from, I guess, Spear of Mars, but Spear of Mars is not really reliable stun, so the real stun here is Searing Chains. Being able to dispel those is massive. It is absolutely massive. Nice little combo there, and the Rubik actually stole the remnants somehow. That was beautiful. Actually, in the engagement before, when the Ember did a really, really bad initiation. There's the Ghost to stop the Ember from getting away, EMP to try to disengage, double telekinesis, Lifing has already helped him out, and unfortunately, Ember is dead yet again. And it seems like No Fear might suffer the same fate together with his other support, the Undying. Nothing much to do against this. The Crep, I guess, you know, you give him some time. You're losing time, sure. But because your Ember lost his life there, you lost this in the beginning. I don't know what Nongrad is planning on doing, but this is not an engagement you want to take. You don't have Cataclysm, so there's no reason for you to do this. Meanwhile, here in the middle lane, Stormstormer proceeds to put some pressure here, take a tier 1, try to take a tier 2 as well. Ember in the bottom lane, also seeing his opportunity to perhaps go against the Pango. There we go, onto the Pango with the Spirits. Kodos in trouble, Searing Chains missed. That's not great. That's not great. Kodos is on a TP. Oh no, he's gonna Rolling Thunder try to TP with that, but can't. The Cold Snap stops him. Very well played there by Stormstormer, saving the mistake that Illidan made by missing the Searing Chains, which was a big blunder, honestly. But Stormstormer, really on point. This Invoker kind of carrying the team right now. I mean, it shows, you know, when you're a good Invoker and you're confident in the hero. I'm going to go bottom lane now to take a tier 1, as in the top lane, Low Blood takes his own tier 1. I don't know if Nongarda wants to fight this. I don't know if he's waiting to deny this, or what's the plan here. They actually saw the tree being destroyed. In the bot, again, it's a tier 1 trade, but one tier 1 was taken by 3 heroes, which were all going for this tier 1. The other one was taken by a solo carry. I'm surprised that Nongarda did nothing to stop him. The Morphling seemed, or I guess he was pretending to be in a position where enemy team was behind him. So that was the idea, right? Which is why Nongarda was afraid to just go in. That's often a mistake I see in Dota, actually. When someone is pretending to do that, and the enemy team doesn't want to make a mistake. This actually happens in a lot of other sports. Baseball is actually the main one. A lot of people are afraid of making mistakes. You know, like a mistake is the biggest thing. Because mistakes are the most noticeable. For humans and for Dota players in general, they're the most noticeable. But teams like OG or Secret show us that mistakes don't really matter. It's equally as bad to make a mistake by, say, dying in a situation where you didn't have to die, as it is bad to make the mistake of not attacking someone who's alone, right? If you made an equal mistake, it's just that your inaction is also an action in itself. And your inaction was a mistake as well. So, it's something that a lot of tier 1 teams struggle with, even, honestly. The idea that you want to play extra aggressive just to make sure that you don't lose any opportunities. It's a big deal. I mean, these kind of mistakes, though, are something completely different. The missing Searing Chains twice in a row, or Sleight of Fist Searing Chains combo is not great. And then he missed it again. Oh, he didn't have it. He actually straight up didn't use it. Okay. So a lot of tier 2 Dota teams actually have to figure out what is the balance here. They don't want to overextend, and obviously overextending is bad, but a lot of times they will not commit to plays because they're too afraid of looking bad. Of the idea of looking bad, or of making a mistake and being called out for it, either by your teammates or by the audience or whatever it is. And you shouldn't be too worried about it. If you get called out for, say, dying 5 times, but then the 6th time you get a kill onto the enemy carry, and you're a support, for example, you're fine, man. Especially as an offlaner, you're fine, man. Like, it's not that big a deal. Feed all you want, man. As long as you, in the end, you make the play that counts. Bounty. And oftentimes, actually, a lot of tier 2 teams will miss that play that counts, which is a big deal. They miss that play that counts, and then they go, well, at least they didn't die here. Yeah, you died. You lost because you thought that not dying was more important than getting a kill. Axe is ready, by the way, so they're definitely looking for an Arena Blood kill. Okay, nice initiation by Kuchara, but Arena Blood into Cataclysm. Can they use it in time? Invoker, still Yul sceptered up. Invoker used the Cataclysm, but they can just outrun it. They were all together. kind of maybe hoping for the Cataclysm there. So very well played here by Vini Vidi Vici. And the Meteor misses as well. No Cold Snap, nothing by Stormer. They didn't really have the best position for that team fight, and they got completely counter-initiating on. The root now by the Morphling, who catches the poor Ember and shows him how his medicine tastes. Now a little Tornado in the end to just disengage for the Undying so you can TP in time, but really bad initiation, or really good, well played by Veni Vidi Vici. You have an Arena of Blood. You saw the smoke to some degree, actually revealed the smoke. So first of all, the Centaur Stomp was really great. But you probably saw the Invoker Aura. And not surprising, honestly. The Agams is a kind of easy tell the Aura. So you know the Cataclysm is available, and you know they're trying to do that to you. So you stick together to make sure that the Cataclysm is not well spread out, and that you can completely evade it, and that's what they did. And it worked wonders for them. Really, really well played. Really well played by Veni Vidi Vici. I'm honestly wondering, because Screen is such a good captain, and like a pretty experienced captain, if he made that call, because it's a good call.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Another smoke here, used by the guys Veni Vidi Vici as the enemy team tries to take a Roshan. This Roshan is interesting. You don't have Cataclysm. Dushara, okay, he's the first to be shown. He might be the scapegoat of this engagement. Hard to tell, they're disengaging quite well. Spirit of Mars, okay, that is good. The Cataclysm is used again, they did have it, and they will kill the Rubik. But the Arena of Blood did nothing more than that. Norgard has already lost his life. Man, the double ghost stopping the Ember yet again. The Invoker trying to kill something, but he's missed the Meteor another time. The Ember can't really do much. Illidan SDR tries to get away with the Spirit, gets waveformed to death. And it just doesn't seem like they have any coordination whatsoever, these team fights. These team fights are looking completely favored to Veni Vidi Vici. The Roshan will fall, you kind of get this for free. The choice of going to Roshan was also questionable, and you didn't really fight that well. And now it just seems like a downhill from here, honestly. You picked a fast draft, but you weren't able to execute it properly. And more importantly, I mean, not only weren't you able to execute it properly, but the enemy team is on fire right now. Veni Vidi Vici is playing exactly as they should be playing, and they're making so many mistakes. So many mistakes, honestly. It's actually... I'm not going to say anything. Waveform attacks targets, okay, plus the Morphling farm is going to make it really difficult, even having Enchanted Quiver, one of the best items for Morphling, actually, in Tier 3. So we'll give the Enchanted Quiver to Morphling. And just a matter of time at this point. Morphling is a bit too farm. It's really difficult to deal with him in the late game. I did question multiple times how good the late game for FlytoMoon is. And honestly, with Illidan falling behind this far, it's pretty bad. The Ghost has gotten him every single time. The Phantom Embrace has touched the Ember every single time. They have not failed to hit him with a Soulbind or to hit him with the Phantom Embrace every single team fight. Which is kind of crazy, because I don't understand how Illidan is always caught out by this. It seems like nobody else is relevant. The Tombstone has done nothing. Again, the Undying is just not that great of a pick. He's not been buffed in the last patch. If anything, he's been nerfed, and he's not been playing a support before, so I question why so many teams think he's so great. And even the combo with the Tombstone, which I like, the Decrepit Tombstone, they're not really using it. I haven't seen the Decrepit Tombstone a single time this whole game. Now it's time to push the bottom lane.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Tier
under
2
attack.
is the target. It's going to be quite easy for them.
Dire's structures
Stormer, there is initiation.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Let's have a bit to Shara to
Radiant's
fight
bottom
this.
tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Another blast is ready, so yeah, I'm gonna just keep pushing out these towers, no problem. Take the tower, sure, but you're all masked up in the top lane while Morphling has Aegis and he's pushing out your bottom lane completely alone. Because he's fine, he's not too bothered by this.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Arena Blood is ready here, so they can actually fight this and they can kill the Morphling once, but that's the Aegis gone. Not bad. Ice Wall as well with the EMP. Maybe it's time for the enemy team to throw now. Searing Chains used. That's the Cataclysm as well. Morphling surviving all this thing. Coldstep though, annoying him. Actually, I am very surprised. I just noticed there's nobody with Spirit Vessel on the Morphling, which is why he's getting away with so many things. Arena Blood, they do kill the supports, but Morphling is fine. Yes, sure, you wasted his BKB and his Aegis, but he is okay for an opportunity to kill him. I am very heavily questioning where the Spirit Vessel is on this Ember. Why he went for Desolator as well. I never noticed this, but Illidan, my god, man. Sometimes he does make the weirdest item choices, and this is not the right one. Stormstormer is gone, and so is No Fear. It's just that the counter initiation was so easy for them. They overextended it again, and it's like, yeah, there was a small throw there for a second for Veni, Vidi, Vici, but immediately the counter throw there by FlytoMoon. It wasn't even. Yeah. It's yeah.
Radiant's middle tower
I don't know,
is
man.
under
I don't know if
attack.
FlytoMoon. Yeah. The issue with the draft, yeah, the draft is not the easiest to execute, but honestly, their execution in this game has been just. I don't know what to say about their execution in this game. It has not been the execution I'm used to for FlytoMoon.
Radiant's middle tower has
The
fallen.
lack of Spirit Vessel is also very noticeable. I like that he turned into Pugna as well, put another ward down. Yeah, very, very smart. And they used, oh lord, they used their repair kit preemptively. Oh, nothing is worse than using your repair kit preemptively because you're afraid of the Morphling. Okay, sec, non grata, no problem. I'm gonna come back any second, probably a calm issue. Ember even has the over destruction, so with Desolator, you should actually be dealing much more damage. The fact that he's just not farmed, you kind of have to give him a alacrity to really help him out. The Invoker... What? How has he found the Invoker exactly? What? Is Invoker under the ground? Go back to that. What? I didn't know you went under. Literally, they buried the Invoker. That is a surprising thing. Okay. Pango's gonna get mails from before the Ember gets mails. I mean, the Ember's not gonna get mails from at this rate, it seems. They don't kill him, but they do force him to use one of his spirits. Illidan's trying his best to just kind of push out the lane, make sure that they don't really push forward. They have repair. I think they've seen the repair kit, so they shouldn't be too worried about that anyway. Over's net worth is obvious here. Veni, Vidi, Vici already taking the lead, but it's not so much the net worth at this point that matters. It really isn't. It just is the tiers you've picked. You are not equipped to deal with the late game at all. The Invoker is actually keeping at bay with the Morphling, and the Mars and Pango are very close by, but the fact that Ember is your third hero right now, Mars is kind of becoming the new carry. He's also going for Desolator. Have you ever seen a team with two Desolators? That's another thing, by the way. Desolator could have been picked up before. Yeah. So, it could have been picked up, sorry, before by Mars, and then you could have just picked up Spirit Vessel on the Ember instead. And you would have had similar effects. It's very questionable you're going for two Desolators in a pro game. Mind you, it's not the craziest thing, right? People always get really bothered when you get two auras or something like that. It can work in some situations. It's inefficient, but it can work in some builds. But this is not particularly the game where you have to do that. Because the Ember was not forced to go for this lighter build. The Ember had better builds, which is the Spirit Vessel build. Because the Invoker combines with it, I mean, it's crazy. Invoker combines with it, the Morphling is countered by it. Why would you not build it is
Top tower is under attack.
beyond me.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I managed to take this Nether Ward out nicely, Kodos. Swashbuckle the creeps. Into the tier 2 tower. It seems like they're just going to be aggressed right now. The map is controls completely the way of Veni, Vidi, Vici. So it's just a matter of time until they take the last few towers remaining here. There's a smoke there by FlytoMoon. There is the smoke. Stormstormer coming in. There's the last attempt. Last attempt. If you don't win this team fight, then you're pretty much screwed. This should be a good team fight, though. I mean, the smoke, they're catching him with their pants down, really. And they can go for Petushara. Oh, they go for Grimstoke first. Actually, no, that's good. That's good. Grimstoke, getting rid of Grimstoke is important. Because he was kind of canceling the Ember until now. But you kind of wanted to catch more than just a Grimstroke. Can they stop the Morphling? That's fantastic. There's a Tornado with the Ice Wall. Kodos trying to give him some space. The B can be used by Little Bud. But Kodos realizes he has to TP in time. Because he's not going to be able to survive. He actually, they cancel that TP. Kodos really weird as they want to seem to fight this. Oh no, they catch the Morphling with the Arena Blood as he just wasted his waveform. Cataclysm will hit and will destroy this poor Morph. Nothing to do. This team fight has been won by FlytoMoon. And with that, they're also going to find the poor Rubik who's been left alone. Nothing to do with that his team. Kodos is the only man left alive for FlytoMoon right now. What just happened? Morphling wasting that waveform and the Arena of Blood with the patience. They actually played that wonderfully well, FlytoMoon. And so weirdly played by Veni, Vidi, Vici. Why they thought they could fight that, I do not know. I do know that CIS mentality in many cases is the idea that no, I have to fight that. That's what men do, you know. We gotta fight it, you know. We don't run away like cowards. But that was crazy. Why would you ever do that? Now they can take towers really easily. A Desolator and Alacrity plus Order Destruction, so they have everything they need to take down towers. That's gonna be at least a tier 2, probably a tier 3 as well. Honestly, they don't have Arena of Blood. They don't. I don't know. If they have Tombstone. We'll see on Fishman. I have Pugna plus a Ember with Alacrity and Desolator. Yeah, I think this tower is not gonna last long enough. And they also used the glyph for the wrong tower, by the way. They used the glyph for tier 2 for some strange reason, when they should have used the glyph for tier 3s, so that can clear the lanes more. They even have double catapult. I mean, what, do you need any more? They're actually gonna back out in time. This is wise and well played by FlytoMoon. You back out in time. You understand that you can push so hard. You don't need to actually try to take more. You just need to win another team fight like that. And with the Invoker, it is possible. I mean, that team fight was very lucky, though. I don't think that's ever going to happen again, frankly. The Morphling really played that badly, and so did the Pango. And I guess Pango got away in the end, so canceling the TV wasn't that big a deal. I guess Pango did the right choice, so I'm sorry, Kodos. I take back criticizing you. I apologize for that. That was my bad. Because he did end up surviving, so it's okay. Now they have map control again. Now FlytoMoon actually has a chance to win this game. I love CIS Dota. Okay, Stormer. This is a smoke, but they're using it from the low ground. They can kill No Fear quickly. But again, No Fear is not that important. Like, losing No Fear is not why they won the last team fight. Now, a great Arena of Blood into the Cataclysm. Can they kill Centaur in time? Yes, they can. But Tushara's gone. Now they go for Little Bud. He's forced to use the BKB. He's also Ember form, so he deals a fair amount of damage. Pango wants to roll. Pango can't quite roll because everyone's BKB. Now, finally using it, Kodos is ready to fight. The Pugna is going to die back at this rate. But Pugna is sucking off the Morph with Cold Snap. Morph cannot move. In comes Stormer from behind. Thanks to the Blink Dagger and Alacrity. He might just be able to kill him. There's the Ice Wall as well, slowing down Kodos. And the attempt by Illidan. Illidan's going to go for a Little Bud, but he can't cancel that TP. Instead, they'll have to settle for Kodos. They have the Cold Snap at the ready. You'll sit there as well. Kodos, where are you going to go? Nice Blink Dagger. Taunting the poor Invoker. and the Invoker is gonna be unable to get that kill. They do lose. They do get the kill on the offlaner and the 2 supports, and they themselves only lose the support, and they take the Roshan. There's still a win for them, but it was a lot of commitment for not taking down the Morphling or the Pango. Very well played this time. This much better played. Much better played. Guaranteed though, or granted though, that was a smoke by Veni, Vidi, Vici, so they lost that, essentially. Fishman, you might just go down here. There's a regen rune, or... No, it's not. Yeah, there is a regen rune. They could go for it, but it's a bit dangerous. The Undying should go for it. You might as well at this point, because you can't fight without him. They realize that the Roshan was being taken, so they fight that. Really is wise. They go for the outpost, try to get control of the area again. And Veni, Vidi, Vici even put some wards near the Roshan to ensure that they are wise when this happens again. Okay, another attempt at the Roshan. Fishman has a tombstone, so you can actually get vision inside the pit, no problem. You can't snipe it with tombstone. No guard is gonna go in, snipe it with Alacrity. Sorry, with the Cataclysm, killing off Kodos immediately, and that's gonna be screen also destroyed. Nongrada super happy, celebrating his victory. Hilden even joins in. EMP will stop Petoshari. He has no more mana and destroy the poor Rubik, and Petoshari will be the next to die. Nothing to do. Morphling is capable of getting away because of his Stampede. And yes, he also took the Aegis, but they actually concentrated on the right target this time because the Morphling had the Aegis and they didn't want to kill him yet. And now they can actually get a double kill onto him. He has Aegis and Cheese. Little Bud, that's Aegis lost for sure. Meteor committed just for that. Can they keep him stunned? That's the whole goal. Can he get away? Little Bud? Oh no, he doesn't have BKB, so he can't stop the Spear of Mars, so Little Bud is dead. Goodbye to the Morph. And now, FlytoMoon, you have a chance to push really hard. Another set of racks. Morphling has no buyback right now because he wasn't saving for it. 1,700 gold that he regards to this buyback, so he's not going to get it. And they're going to try to end this. They acknowledge the Morphling most likely doesn't have a buyback. In fact, no, they don't know that. They're actually trying to force the buyback of the Morphling, but he doesn't have it himself, which is a huge mistake also. Kodo's trying to get some space for them, and now they must know. Now they know there's no buyback. GG, well play is called. And this time, FlytoMoon will actually make an incredible comeback. 2 amazing team fights, making me swallow my words, criticizing the lack of coordination, and they show us what the real strength of this lineup was. They had some great parts to them, but some good luck like the over-destruction, but still, very, very well played there by FlytoMoon. That's it, guys. My name is DSwordfish. I've been your caster for today. Hope you enjoyed the cast. And we have just some final words from our sponsors. Guys, our partner, EGB.com, gives you an awesome proposal. First deposit bonus up to $600. At EGB.com, you'll also find convenient service, daily quest, and a bonus system. Interested? Click on the banner under the broadcast. Thanks for staying with us all this time. As always, we're trying to make our best to make you entertained. Don't forget to subscribe if you like the stream. And if you don't, subscribe even more to see how we can improve for the next broadcast. It's been a pleasure. My name is DSwordfish. And we'll see you guys tomorrow with some more Arena of Blood. What a comeback. Until then, guys.
EGB, your esports betting world. The only place to find the widest choice of popular games and matches to win real money. Choose your bet on a single event or express of several matches with dizzy odds. Serving the market for 7 years with over 800,000 users. Join now to get your bonus for the first deposit up to $600. EGB, you know for sure who's gonna win.